Stephanie, I mean, those words that we heard from John there, diversity, inclusion and change, are these words that you would associate with the monarchy?
No, I mean, for me, the monarchy is an archaic institution. It's a relic of the past. And I think that the change in attitudes among young people is that young people are in large part recognizing the pointlessness of the institution in the modern world. When it's the 21st century but we at the same time we still have the existence of a monarchy. That's a term more aligned with feudalism than it is with modern democracy.
And
I mean, the very concept of hereditary rule is incompatible with the values of a democratic society. And while I recognize that there are institutions, organizations, stuff like the Duke of Edinburgh's awards that are named after the monarchy, these are things that there's nothing in the actual programme of the Duke of Edinburgh's award that requires the existence of a monarchy apart from its name. These kinds of charities, groups, and activities could exist without the monarchy.
Is that true then, John? I mean, to Stephanie's point, I mean, there's nothing, say, that would preclude anyone from taking part in the activities that you've taken part in without including the monarchy within that.
I mean, obviously there would be some costs incurred in inauguration, coronation, but there are also so many costs that come with a monarchy that you wouldn't get with an elected head of state. Like, we're giving the monarchy 86 million a year just to exist, and that's not counting the revenues they're gaining from their estates plus any sources of private wealth they have. I mean, the cost of living crisis is disproportionately affecting young people who are way less likely to own a home, so are paying rent and seeing rents go through the roof. So I think that all of these added costs over and above stuff about ceremonies, and an inauguration is unlikely to involve as many jewellery and whatnot. I'm not entirely familiar with the process of the coronation.
And it's also, Stephanie, some might say it might not be as likely to inspire the sort of, I mean, the outpouring of emotion that we saw last summer when Queen Elizabeth II passed away. That was a unique moment, a unique outpouring of grief that I don't think any of us will ever have seen in our lifetime. That too would be lost with simply a head of state, wouldn't it?
Perhaps, yes. But I think that there's been an increase in scepticism of the institution after the death of Queen Elizabeth because we're seeing the costs laid bare. They're no longer in the background. And people are realizing that the monarchy is actually there and it's not just a static thing. Because Queen Elizabeth was in place for so long, a lot of people would have seen her as just always being there, and now that she's not, I think we're seeing a lot of people reevaluate their positions.